Whew. All right, guys. I have a lot to talk about today. Let's go ahead and get started into it. First of all, news regarding the Cygnus Knights update has been huge. You got new royal faces. They have a goodbye summer event, and then we also have developer notes on Cygnus Knights. And I'll talk about it in a couple of minutes on what they've actually summarized up for us, because I know that a lot of people have questions and concerns regarding what's to come in the guild exploration, and they weren't really they were very vague with it. They weren't very clear with what's to come in the update. So I want to go a little in depth, and also I have some progress to show everybody. The first being, I just clicked Morgan, good game. The first being this. That's right, boys. I've already set up a Wind Archer class. Now I sold my ice cream for ice cream weapon. Right now is a good time to before it gets too expensive and no one has the metals for it, and you're barely selling anything now. That can happen. When the you might have supply, but the price of it is so high that no one wants to buy it, and so the price drops. But then again, new set if a new set comes out, then no one's really going to buy it. But getting into the oh, well, that's interesting. I should have probably looked at that. Be interested in a giant legendary bow for your work. Oh shoot! Well, thanks, man. I should probably turn my notifications off. Yeah, that's actually very nice. That actually made my day. Thank you, Steve, if you ever watched this. But guys, I want to let you guys know: 15 stars Brizer Longbow, 11 stars Electric Rotano, 11 star Must-Belt Archer Gloves. The reason why I have the Must-Belt Archer Gloves is so I can have the accuracy. Noble Shoulder, 11 stars. I said 15 stars, 11. I hope it didn't. 11 stars Bloody Cape. Now, the reason why I did my cape this way, I know that Cyrus is the best in server, but I've been getting unfortunate luck when I fused my capes. For example, I fused capes or shoulders for some reason. I fused 2 noble shoulders, right? And I got a challenger of a unique class. Same with my cape. I fused I think I fused a Cyrus and a Bloody, and before they touched it, if you fuse 2 capes, you would still get the same base cape. Ever since they've changed it since the Horntail update, you now get random capes, and fusing has got nerfed. So I'm going to start with a cape that's bad, and hopefully get a cape that's good. And if not, then I'll still rock it. But that's the main goal here. Let's see what's next. All right, this I fucked up one time. I'm gonna tell you guys how I fucked up. I opened one of the RNG boxes for 100 diamonds, right, or 1,000. I got this in unique out of the thing, and I sold it. I didn't think it was worth anything. I questioned, like, why is this worth 40 million mesos? And I didn't think about it back then. I didn't have the smarts to think, oh my god, this is best in server. So I sold it. However, with the 40 million mesos, I made a couple investments, and I made back what I lost. Now I know the price in this has risen dramatically in terms of hype for Wind Archer, because Wind Archer is supposed to be the highest, one of the highest actually, damaging classes in MapleStory M. However, I will tell you this: Dawn Warrior does as much damage as Wind Archer. So, guys, that was an update from my guys from KMS. He played. His name is Remy. If you guys don't know him, try to hit him up. Sometimes he's hard to find. It's not that hard in the server, but he updated me on Dawn Warrior's damage. Dawn Warrior does as much damage as Wind Archer. I think you would have to use both rising sun, and what setting moon or whatever buff they have, and it will give you an adequate amount of damage. Um, I throw that away. I just got done cooking, so I'm still like walking around making sure everything's all right. But in terms of damage, Dawn Warrior will be just as good as Wind Archer. You can invest your money there. Another thing to look at, and that's why I got this 11 stars with no scrolls. It was hell. Okay, that was like 40. All this cost about 45 million mesos. And this one this one I already enhanced it to like 14 stars, and I stopped because I was nervous. And then yesterday I was like, okay, and I started once, and it went to 15, and I was happy because I know a guy who boomed his, and that story is funny. But in terms of DPS, in terms of damage, you guys, I'm not sure that, and I'll say this again, because as I'm seeing more content being released from Korea users finally with Cygnus Knights and their abilities in MapleStory M, I'm starting to kind of think that maybe Night Lord and Nightwalker will even be pair on par with each other, or Nightwalker might actually beat Night Lord. They showcased some of the. I'll show you guys. They showcased some of the moves in the update videos that they gave us in the developer notes, and he showed a little bit more of the Nightwalker's move, and I was like, what if you combined all of that? Like, what if you use your Shadow Bat's skill while using your Shadow Clone, while using your throwing knives and stuff like that? I really don't know a lot of the deep class moves. I'm just going by what I'm seeing and how I'm actually, what I'm also the information I'm getting from the guys in North Korea. But I think Nightwalker and Night Lord will be on pair. Maybe Night Lord will be a little stronger because in general MapleStory, Night Lord was stronger than Nightwalker dramatically. They nerfed Cygnus classes dramatically, okay? When Cygnus classes first released, it was stronger than the Explorers. However, they nerfed the Explorers. They nerfed the Cygnus Knights, and they buffed the Explorers later on. It was something that it was a test that they did. But yeah. So once I did that, a lot of people stopped playing Cygnus Knights class, and someone actually did a video yesterday. I saw it. He was doing a Wind Archer test versus Bowmaster, and in terms of straight DPS towards a target that isn't moving, that has a set amount of defenses, the Wind Archer won. The Wind Archer did more damage. However, towards a boss, the Bowmaster won. And that's just with like fifth job skills and stuff like that. So it's not really a fair calculation. But in this game, it's a different story. Bowmasters don't have fifth jobs. Wind Archers don't have fifth jobs. They don't even have hyper skills yet. You guys are getting that. You think that I'm just gonna say this. When it comes down to hyper skills, I know a few classes. I'm not sure what the Bowmasters is. I think it's just this big gush. It's not really something big and special. Bishops, you guys get Heaven's Gate. So what it is in GMS, it was a buff and an attack, and it was an all map attack. It hit enemies 15 times. I made the bishop back then, so I know what it did. But it did an all map attack. Very useful for bishop. It was a boost in DPS, but unfortunately, it had a huge cooldown, and it could only be used every what? It was bad. They nerfed it because people were using it too much in Magnus and stuff like that. But the buff was that players within the vicinity would get a buff that would prevent them from dying. So let's say you're in Hard to Come and I use Heaven's Gate. Well, if you have that buff, you would get one hit, but your health will go right back up, and you would just lose the buff. And that's what made bishops very special for a long time, was the fact that they could actually use that buff. Um, Wind Archers get a all map attack, and it's a giant tornado. And it was three of them actually. And you'll see like I think Irina in the middle of it. But if it's a very high map attack, and their fifth job is even cooler. But all map attack, devastating. And I'm pretty sure that's going to devastate in this game. Flame Blaze Wizards. I know your hyper skill is, I think it's a fast attack flamethrower. This is really good for Blaze Wizards in Sakam and in Hortails because, okay, manually, Blaze Wizards are harder to control. They can attack in any direction. But because the controls in the game are so bad currently, you're not going to have a very fun time doing so. However, this fourth job skill, well, this hyper skill, I should say, this is coming later. I'm sorry, I'm talking about future things, but I wanted to cover that as well because I found some information on the classes. It's kind of like, this is what Blaze Wizards would experience in terms of fighting. This is kind of like a hurricane. For a few seconds, you guys would shoot consistent fireballs in a rapid moving session. It's amazing. I love it. It's a really cool skill. I also played Blaze Wizard in GMS. As far as Dawn Warriors, you guys get a hyper skill where your sword turns red. It gets this very long thing, and it does a shearing amount of damage on bosses like Sakam and Hortails. You're gonna have a blast with it. So if you guys are many Dawn Warriors and Wind Archers, go ahead, just do it. Just be like Nike, do it, and I promise you, have a good time. An update regarding hairs and cosmetics, because I know a lot of people have been asking for Nexon to update hairs. I'm actually saddened that they don't update the hairs like how they did in GMS, where it's weekly, or at least bi-weekly, so that everybody can get enough time to buy everything. But you don't want to oversaturate the market with same looks, and you just leave it there for a month, and now everybody's like, oh my god, this is so boring, I can't wait, I wish they would do it bi-weekly, because I know mobile is a lot different from PC, but I wish they would do it bi-weekly instead of monthly. These are some of the new faces. I am actually surprised. They released a lot of good faces. Moonbeam face. I might have to get that on my Bowmaster. I love Bright Eyes, but Moonbeam is so rare in general MapleStory. Like, I can only count the number of times that they've released in a reboot. It's rare, so I don't know when they're going to release this again. I actually want it, but I don't know when Bright Eyes. I wish we could save looks in KMS. You can save outfits and looks and faces. You can't do that here, and I wish we could. That'd be so useful, But yeah, rounded face, dreamy face, moonbeam, sugar, odd eye. I'm not really that big on odd eye, and dewy eye face. So the faces are good, and obviously you got a sneak peek of the new hairs. You got dreamy face, sweet face, round face, rondo face, mysterious face, and dewy eyed. Now I'm making a guy with Archer, so if I wanted to choose any faces, I would choose the sweet, rondo, mysterious, and dewy. I'm not too excited for dreamy and round. There's a lot of good faces. So if you guys want some good faces and want to buy some crystals and have a good chance of getting something that make a character looks cool or whatever, this is a good time to. This is a good market to actually do so. Hairs. I'm actually shocked. With the exception of Hoi Hoi, I'm gonna already tell you guys, these hairs are actually pretty cool for males. They got sea hair, doofus hair, bisque hair, bed hair, bedhead hair, tone block, and Hoi Hoi, you might order a hat. But I honestly want either sea hair, maybe bisque, bedhead, and maybe tone block. For females, you have flower bun, you have airhead, you have lively wave, you have star candy. That's actually pretty cool. You have rough volume. That's also pretty cool, and you have area here. So I think with the exception of Flower Bun, you'll see a lot of people rock every other hair. So on average about 3 to 4, 4 to 5 royals, good royals in every package for every gender. So that's really good. That's a really good exchange. I wish they would do that more often instead of having some of the worst faces you could possibly imagine, and you know, paired up with some of the best faces in the game. So this is a little break. If you guys are all Monka s about buying royals and stuff, go ahead and buy those. If you guys have any current questions or concerns, I'll answer them. I'm very open to answer anything right now because we're just chilling. I just cooked and it's pretty good. Um, Brizers. Now listen, there's a huge discussion on Bryzer versus Jahin, and now you got the critical crit rate. I'm gonna tell you guys this. Someone told me this a while ago. Get Bryzer. And the reason why is because you can do critical damage. You can do crit rate. But what do you do when the boss has a high critical resistance? What do you do then? Cygnus has a high critical resistance. You can't crit her like you can crit Zack. You can't crit her like you can crit Haunted. You can't even crit the Pink Bean like you can crit Zack. So what do you do? As people are saying, well, there's not enough bosses in the game, so I'm still going to invest in Jahin, and I'm still going to invest in Bloody or whatever this is, the Bloody Longbow. I'm telling you, get that boss attack. Get that boss attack. In every MapleStory game I've played, boss attack. Yeah, maybe critical damage, but boss attack is one of the most important things you could possibly have because bosses are going to start having high crit rates. You're going to have critical resistance. And if you can't crit the boss, if your character is based on hitting criticals only, and you can't hit criticals, you're not doing enough damage. You get the boss damage and a multiplier damage. Eventually, I would see it like this. All right, so right now, boss damage is down here, and critical damage is probably up here in this area. But what's going to happen is, as bosses develop higher crit resistance, crit damage is going to start taking a slower effect. Boss damage is going to take a higher effect because boss damage doesn't work the way that crit damage was. And also, another thing you guys want to look into is penetration rate. No one invests in penetration rate, and that is actually something that you guys might want to look into. It helps you. It's basically ignore the enemy defenses for. It's ignore enemy defenses, and in GMS you had to have a certain amount of ignore enemy defenses in some bosses, or you were only doing 100k damage when you did 20 million. It's very important. For example, if you went C-Veil and you did not have, I think it was 93 ignore enemy defense, you weren't doing any damage to him. Same with Damien, same with Lotus, and it goes on. You have to have penitentiary. Now for Bowmasters, we have that. I think one of our skills give it. Actually, let me check. If not, then oh well, rip. Armor break. Nope. Oh wait, actually, yeah, it pierces enemy defenses. Okay, so that skill actually allows you to pierce enemy defenses. Now let's see. I want to check out another thing. There's another thing I want to go over. But guys, I would invest in penitentiary rate just in case you have to fight an enemy with high defenses. There are a lot of things that factor into bossing when it comes down to MapleStory. Boss attack, penitentiary rate, what is enemy defenses, crit resistance. So you're not, for example, there might be a boss that Jahin excels in, like Zakam. But later on, when we get these guild bosses and these guild expeditions, and you're not gonna critical these bosses the same. They're not going to hit the same because they all have different critical resistance levels. So get yourself a Brizer, get yourself maybe even a Bloody. Honestly, I don't see Jahin going to be on top for a while. After a while, someone told me that Jahin was mid game because it was good to use while everything else was coming out. But as you started getting into the higher levels, level 200s and harder bosses, it starts to fall off. And they said that Brizer is ahead of its time. Brizer is a boy that's actually very ahead of its time. We don't have enough bosses to even consider Brizer good right now. So that's the issue with Brizer. Brizer is just ahead of its time. Bot is actually pretty in game, but because there is no in game bosses, no in game use for it, no one's going to invest in it. But I'm telling you guys, you're going to want to use it later. Or if you want to do mobbing, because I know that mobbing is different from bossing, get both bowls. Get Jahin for mobbing, Brizer for bossing. That's what people did in GMS. They did it wasn't the same, but they would have mobbing gear and then bossing gear. Or farming gear, as you guys know, experience gear. You guys can do that. That is very helpful. I condone that, and I promote that. But using Jahin for everything is not going to help you in the end. Eventually, it's going to fall off because you cannot crit damage every single boss because they all have different critical resistance levels. Now, the other thing I wanted to cover. So they do listen to us, okay? But it's interesting to see what they're going to do about the issue we got here. And I wanted to show you guys this. This guy messaged me twice, Luasi, MMO.go.com. MMO.go.com. Dude, I'm so sick and tired of these guys. I want to message their developer and be like, why do you do this? Like, couldn't you just found some better way that's not annoying the shit out of everybody to actually advertise your bullshit site? Like, I get it. You want money. At the end of the day, this is all about money. They want money. Whoever is in charge of this is getting paid. Regardless of how Nexon feels, regardless of how we're feeling, they're getting paid. All right? That's why there's prices on these stuff. They're getting paid. And whoever is getting paid does not want to stop getting paid. And I think that exploiting a game and ruining the market and causing things to be uneven and unfair for players is not a good way. I don't think that's a good and fair way. It's not right to the players, it's not right to the developers who are working hard to try to make the game fun for everybody. There are people out there. Back then I used to buy an Epic. I could buy an Epic for 50K mezzos. Look at the prices of Epics now, and they fell off this weekend. They actually fell off. Look at this. Look at this. That's no. Wait, no. I'm about to go to weapons. Look at this. What? 850K for a Brizer longbow? And then you look at epics and it's even worse. I can actually buy it, and I can actually buy an unique if I really wanted to. But why? And that's another issue. You got to factor. When you buy unique, it's not perfect base attack. Unless you're fusing, this is not perfect base attack. But unless you're fusing, you're not going to want to buy an epic, a unique. Unless you're using it like a fodder bow or whatever for another class. It's not going to be useful. Unfortunately, there are people who buy it. People who love fusing uniques, trying to get that emblem, because emblems do give higher stats than perfect weapons. I will admit, they do give higher stats. There's even a category of perfect emblem weapons compared to trash emblem weapons. It is not based on the potential; it's based on the base stat. So if you guys are going for emblems, please be careful. All right, be careful. Because if you fuse and get a bad emblem, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to rock it. Hell, I'd rock it. You don't see me. You look at my character. I don't have an emblem to save my life right now. I'd rock the hell out of that emblem. Either you're gonna rock it or you're gonna sell it. And if you sell it to where you can compensate yourself enough to get yourself another bow or whatever. Because they are trash and there are trash emblems. You don't want. For example, a Bowmaster with magic attack times 3. That's not very useful because we use physical damage. So you're gonna want to sell that bow. Even though no, I'm saying you can keep it because it is high damage. It's higher stats, but it's not going to be as high as it would have been if you had gotten physical attack with a division of 3 and all this other stuff. So that's something you want to definitely look into. Perfect attack weapons in the market right now are so high, are very high. It's like it doesn't make any sense. And I think that the main contributor to this are metal sellers because you got people out there who, when they put stuff in the market for these 400, 500, 600, 700 million dollars or bezels, other people trying to compete with it. It's like people. The market is full of sheeps. Let's be real for each other. The market is full of sheep. If I put something for a high price and it's the only item, someone's going to try to compete with me instead of just setting their own price. If the item was worth 40 million and I'm the first to get it, and I set it to 80 million, someone's going to set it for 79 million. They're not going to set it for 40 million. Why? I've already set the bar, and that's how the market game works. I've already set the high bar. Someone's gotta undercut me. Someone's gonna say, "Hey, listen, he's selling for this high price. I'm gonna give it to you for 1 million mesos less. I'll give it to you for 75 million mesos. Hell, I make your product look good because my price is high." No one's gonna put something in the market if they don't think it's no one's gonna do that. I'm not gonna put something in the market for 40 million and then have someone put 5 million. No, that's too much of a gap. That's too much of an investment loss. And this is talking if I were the first one to get something. For example, if I were the first person to get a unique staff. Now I can't really do that because there are already other bows in the game, other wands in the game, and unlike Blaze Wizards, bishops should be able to use staffs. So I can't really put that in the market like that. Even though staffs do higher damage than but wands, in general MapleStory, wands would actually give a 3% crit rate to bishops, and staffs would give higher attack. So I'm not sure if it's the same, but from my knowledge, staffs do have a higher base damage, and that's something that bishops might want to look into if they can as well. Unfortunately, it's downside everything. You can't sell it like you would sell, like, for example, let's say a new royal outfit came out, right? And I'm the first person to get it. I'm the only one, and I sold it on the market for 40 million. I could do that because there's only one of that kind, and there's only one of that specific thing. No one else has it or has access to it at that present moment. So they're going to want to look at that, but because the new class comes out, everyone starts, you can make a fucking Blaze Wizard and have a wand or a staff or whatever. So you can't really do that with weapons, certain weapons. There's only one weapon that I can see that would be done with, or two weapons. That's Knuckles and that's what's it called? Two-handed sword. No other class has access to two-handed swords. No other class. When it drops. If you have a legendary two-handed sword, you can sell that shit for 600 million, and no one can argue with you because because it's rare. There's not enough in supply. You can make a class with a two-handed sword, but if you get it to like unique, epic, and legendary that first day, there's nothing they can say. You can sell an epic for a high ass price. Someone can set the bar for that, and people will compete with it, and eventually it will fall down. Of course, the prices will fall, but the initial start of the prices will be high. And that's just how competition in the market works. But enough about me talking about markets and stuff. I'm pretty sure no. I've literally rambled about everything about the markets and stuff and stocks. All right. Oh, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the collect water balloons event. This is the first time I'm actually reading about it. So let's see. Goodbye summer event. Collect water balloons and get bonus items in the event shop. Ooh, the event shop. Event achievements. Collect water balloons by defeating monsters during the event period. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into mini dungeons and you're just gonna kill shit. That's basically it, right? So let's see what we get. Droplet coins. So collect 420 balloons and you get 25 droplet coins. So what, that's about 45, 60, so 75 coins a day. All right, this is still in Korean. Missions, you get a gift box. Ooh, 200 droplet coin for 25 daily missions achieved. I wonder what the gift box is. Let's see what this is all about. Login rewards, droplet coin, weekend. So this is the shop. Shield scroll, shield and ward, mysterious whetstone, red cube, black cube, stomp. Oh, snap. Ooh, jewel boxes. Now I wonder if it's gonna be pay to win like the other event. I hope it isn't, because the last event we had, which is Kim G's dice event, it was pretty pay to win, and it wasn't fun because they gave you 5 dices and then they put the $8 million or 8 million mezzo reward to 30, which means that you would have to hit all 6s to get the reward, or you can pay diamonds for 3 extra turns. And no, because there was a guy who's glitched. Poor guy. He actually paid for that, and the dice rolled past 30 and went back to start. So rip that guy. My heart goes out to you, fam. You get next home, but I hope it's not payment. I don't think it will be, but I don't want it to include anything that has to do with crystals. I want it to be straight from the game, straight gameplay. Guys, hit up those mini dungeons if you can. Those are very useful and very helpful. But don't let don't. If it's crystals, then don't even invest the time in it. This is just another way they can make money off of you while you're trying to play the game and enjoy it. And that's kind of a scumbag move to do, but this is normal. Other than that, the progression I've made, my Wind Archer is now Star Force 81. He doesn't even have the Wind Archer with the Pharaoh's belt, and I think a few more stuff he needs to get. So this will be interesting. A Star Force 90, because I'm already going to calculate it's going to hit Star Force 90. But a Star Force 90 Wind Archer at level 0 or level 1 or whatever, this is going to be pretty cool. I'll give you guys, I'm going to be streaming a live update, or live streaming my progression from like 1 to 85 with the burning event that allows you to level up 2 levels for every time you level. Not 3 like KMS, but 2. So, if you guys want to watch that, and I'll be more than happy to stream it. And I'll show you guys, like, the Wind Archer has a funny skill where it's funny and it's kind of broken. But for the most part, I definitely try to get as much content as I can out there to you guys and show you guys, or tell you guys, this is it and this is this. And if you guys have seen any notable changes, please don't be afraid to hit me up on Discord. I will post the server link here, because I forgot to post it in my damn YouTube channel. This is the YouTube Discord link. If you guys want to join the Discord or talk to me or debate, hell, I'm all for it. Let me know if I mess up or anything, and I'll be more than happy to go back and fix it. But for the most part, that's all I know at the moment, and I would just tell you guys to keep preparing. Save your missiles, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride at first, but then it'll smooth out later. Oh, and rip Night Lords, because don't think you guys are gonna be top DPS for long. You guys dominate without any struggle or any hassle at the moment, but I don't think that's gonna last that long. Especially if you get a fully funded wind archer that tries hard. Then you're in trouble, essentially. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.